How's it going, YouTube? Welcome back to your favorite aviation channel, and today we are here with the August 2023 update for Chicago O'Hare International Airport Terminal 5. Would you believe it? Summer is over, and this is the first video that I'm uploading during the 2023-2024 school year. My third year at university just started yesterday from the time I'm filming this. You're going to be watching this hopefully on a Wednesday. Well, that's when I'm uploading this, on a Wednesday. So I started on Monday, my third year at university. Yeah, crazy that we're here already, third year, and so I have this year to go through, and then one more year, and then I will be done with undergrad at University of Illinois, which is crazy. So I know this video is coming out on a Wednesday. Usually these updates I've been uploading the past few months on Saturdays, because I've just been so busy with other videos, as you've seen, getting those, scrambling to get those videos out. I had to push this one back to Wednesday, and then the next Aero-Mexico trip report that I was supposed to upload today, I'm pushing it back to next Wednesday. But either way, this is going to be a packed update. Well, actually not really, but a lot of good stuff in this update, a lot of cool things I wanted to show you all. And you can see a lot of those, a few of them right in front of you, but we'll get more into detail on those aircraft later. But yeah, this update is going to be set between 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. So lots of heavies and stuff like that to go through. So without any further delay, let's go ahead and start off with the Delta side of Terminal 5. Alright, so we are already starting off on a really high note. I know I've been saying for a really long time now that I've been needing a Delta 717, this and that, and finally Gemini Jets actually released one this past month, I believe, was it? July 2023. So I got not one but two 717s. This one you see right here is actually a 2018 release. I was able to get this off of Waffle Collectibles for a decent price as well. So, and they're two different registrations, obviously, because they're two separate releases. So, yeah, super cool. Not just one, but two 717s making their debut today. Because these do come in a lot. I've seen a maximum of, I think, 3 Delta 717s at the same time at T5, which is pretty cool. But I think most of the time you'll probably just see 2 on ground at the same time. But maybe during peak periods, maybe you'll see 3. But yeah, so I've seen 3 maximum here before. But we'll start off right here with this 717 pushing out of gate M2. This operating flight 1592 over to Minneapolis, St. Paul, came in from Detroit earlier as flight 1037. Here's the brand new release. This is 998 Alpha Tango. This is 896, I believe, right? 896, yeah, 896. So this one just came in. It's the opposite, actually. This came in from Minneapolis, St. Paul, flight 943, and it'll be getting turned around for a flight out to Detroit as flight 1701. So we got 2 717s. We also got 2 A220s, but you've seen these before. This A220 will be headed off to New York LaGuardia. That's flight 1652, just about to commence pushback, the gates being detached, as you can see. And then this A220-100 is going off to Boston as flight 1145. Moving down here, we have this Airbus A321, and this is actually operating the Seattle flight today, not the Atlanta or whatever. So we did get Seattle a few days ago on the A321. I did not check if that's a regular now, but normally, I think last I checked, that one flight was a 320, and then just a few hours later they had switched it to a 321. So I'm not too sure if it is. It was probably just a last minute upgauge, I guess. But this is going to go to Seattle as flight 1376. It's the same flight number in and back to Seattle. And then over here we have a Delta 757-200. This is operating service from and to Atlanta as flight 1683. At gate M14 we have the Swiss Airbus A330-300. This is operating flight 8 from Zurich. It just came in from Zurich. And we'll be operating flight 9 back to Zurich in about 2 hours. Like I've said many times, this flight's currently a 777, but it will be going back to the A330-300 in, I believe, November. So the other flight, the seasonal flight 6 and 7 is a 330 right now. But like I said, that's seasonal. It's probably going to be ending next month or in October. So yeah. And then right here, M15 just pulling in as a M15 United 767-300. This coming in from London Heathrow is flight 928, just pulling up to the jetway here. I didn't get to mention this in the previous update because I actually filmed that video before this incident happened, but I'm sure you've all seen a United 767 somehow dropped an emergency slide over one of the neighborhoods in Chicago by O'Hare. I forgot which one it was. Yeah, so 666 UA 767. That's the registration, November 666 UA. It was coming in from Zurich, actually, ironically enough. Actually, that's the exact route that I had the 7.6 operating in the previous update. If you saw that video, I actually had the 7.6 coming from Zurich in that video. But I had no idea that the day after, I think it was the day after, yeah, a 767 coming from Zurich, it somehow dropped an emergency slide. It must have fallen out or something. I don't know how that happened, but it fell on somebody's house, and I think it caused some damage. But it was really weird. I don't know how that's possible, but that happened. And yeah, so that was really bizarre, but I didn't get to cover that last time, so I wanted to mention that now. Alright, next up is the Air France A350-900. That's flight, I always forget, I think it's 137 from Paris, Charles de Gaulle, and then for some reason is it 137? Something like that, and then it's 153. I don't know why the number is so different, but it's like 137 from Charles de Gaulle, and then 153 back to Charles de Gaulle. So that, I don't know why they made the flight numbers so different. But that's going out of M16. M17 is empty. Pushing out of M18, yeah, M18 right here is the Aeromexico 737 MAX 8. This is a new model, another new model. This is the third one of the update so far. And this is pushing back for Mexico City's flight 687. I should have gone on the other side because the lighting is better, but it doesn't matter. So this is the flight. It came in as flight 688 and goes back as 687. 688 was the flight that I took back from Mexico City about 3 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago from the time you're watching this. I think, or no, well, from today. Today's the what? Today's the 22nd. So exactly 2 weeks ago, flight 688 was the flight I took back here to Chicago, and it was on the 737 MAX, which is pretty cool too. And we arrived into M29 all the way down there. So yeah, it was cool. But what's unique about this model is that this is actually XAMAG, and this is the 737 MAX that I flew from Mexico City to Guatemala City about 4 weeks, almost a month ago actually at this point, on July 24th. So that's pretty cool. As soon as I found out there was a model of this, I bought it immediately, or as soon as I got back to the States. So yeah, this was the first 737 MAX delivered to Aeromexico back in 2018 or whatever. And yeah, historic plane for not just Aeromexico, but for Mexico as a country. Is the first MAX in all of Mexico, and I dare say maybe even all of Latin America, Central America. So yeah, that video should be out next week, hopefully, on this exact same plane, which is super cool to say. Alright, yeah, moving on. We will get this Frontier, and then we'll switch to the other side of the terminal to get some better shots. But this Frontier 321, you can probably guess where this is coming from. It's like there's like 4 routes that Frontier does nowadays from O'Hare. It's coming from Cancun as flight 45, and it's going to go to Orlando's flight 1155. Moving on here, we have United 787-10, just came in from Tokyo Haneda as flight 882, and that's just getting off, just docked into the gate, and it'll just receive, servicing, offloading service, all that good stuff momentarily. Here's another new model that I literally just took out of the box. This is a American 787-8. This is one of the newer ones by NG Models. Well, it's the only one they've done so far, but yeah, didn't plan on getting this initially, but had second thoughts, and shout out to Texan Airplane Store. They had this in stock, so bought it off of them. So this came from Athens, Greece. It's flight 161. It's a seasonal route, and I believe that will be ending by next month. Check out the video I recently made about American's new international routes. I'm really happy with how that video turned out. A lot of cool discussions in that one, and so discussed a lot of new European routes mainly that they've been adding. And Chicago to Athens, we discussed in that video. It's going to be starting earlier in the season next year in 2024. It'll be starting around April, I believe, if that's not right. April, or no, I think it is April, because JFK to Athens I think will be starting March 31st, and then this one, Chicago to Athens, is I think April 4th or something. But either way, yeah, that's seasonal route to Athens, and will be ending soon, so you probably won't see this anymore for another few months in the updates. But cool to represent that, and also with a new model. And then Next up is another NG. This is the 7879 that I've had for a while now. This 789 just came from London Heathrow, flight 91, and is just getting offloaded and serviced there. And here's another new model, the Air Belgium A330neo. Air Belgium does not serve Chicago as an airline. I don't even know if Air Belgium is doing like actual services aside from, leasing their planes to other airlines. I know they've leased an A340 to Suriname Airways, if I'm not wrong. So I have no idea if they're actually doing flights for Air Belgium themselves. So this aircraft is actually wet leased out to British Airways. So they're operating their A330-900neo on flight 295 and 294, which is the afternoon arrival into O'Hare and then the evening departure, like not even that, like a 4 p.m. departure back to London Heathrow. So yeah, this is going to be leased by BA through November, I believe. So we'll be seeing, this one is OOABG. You can't read the registration, but they've leased both of them as far as I'm aware, because I checked the flight and it's both of the OOABF and ABG. Both of them have been coming in lately, so pretty cool. I have seen it parked at the gate. I haven't gotten any good shots of it, sadly, so hopefully that will change soon. But super cool to see Air Belgium. This is the first time I believe we've had Air Belgium in Chicago. I don't think we ever got the A340. We've got a bunch of other weird, European airlines like Euro Atlantic and Wamos, but we've never gotten Air Belgium before, so that's pretty cool. We'll have them again, like I said, through November. So this is just arrived. Well, it came in earlier from Heathrow's flight 294, British Airways 294, and it's now commencing pushback for its return journey to Heathrow as flight 294. Wait, did I say? Well, sorry, I mixed that up. Came in as flight 295, going out as flight 294. Air Belgium. It's not Air Belgium, sorry. It's British Airways in the form of Air Belgium. It's really complicated. And another new model here, one I'm super excited to showcase. This is the Southwest Airlines Boeing 737 MAX 8 in the AMUA 1 livery. This is representing the state of, not just the state of Hawaii, but the Hawaiian Islands and the spirit of the Hawaiian people, the native Hawaiian people. It's a beautiful livery. It's a very sentimental model to me. If you don't know, I'm originally from Hawaii. I know I talk about Pakistan and this and that all the time. My family's from Pakistan, but I was born in Hawaii and Honolulu, and I lived in Hawaii for a short while before eventually, coming to the mainland U.S. So this is a very special model for me, and yeah, I'm so happy to have this in my collection. And so this aircraft came in from, we'll say, Phoenix Sky Harbor's flight 1472. We headed out to Baltimore's flight 3168, and this has come to Chicago before. It came in, I believe, a week or two ago, actually. So that was pretty cool that they sent that here. So yeah, beautiful. Another new model, and I think this is the last. Second to last new model. There's one more you haven't seen yet. The Southwest 737 MAX 8 in the Herb Kelleher retro livery, the Desert Gold retro livery. This jet just came in from Denver's flight 668, and will be, actually scratch that, no, it came in from, it came from Denver's flight 138. It'll be headed out to Nashville's flight 285. So I have seen this before when I was in Dallas. When I was taking the DART light rail past to DFW Airport for airliners, we passed by Love Field because the orange line goes past Love Field as well, and I got to see this taxiing out for departure, which is really cool. So I haven't gotten the Canyon Blue retro livery yet. I don't really plan to get it. I don't really want to get it, but maybe I will, just to complete the Heart livery, the Desert Gold livery, and then the Canyon Blue. But Desert Gold, really happy to have this back in my collection. I used to have the 700 by Gemini Jets. I sold that one a while back, like last year. But it's good to have this one back, and not just in my collection, but also in the fleet for Southwest. And over here's a 737-700 at M29. I am a bit out of order on my route sheet, but I found it. This is coming in from Nashville's flight 949, going out to Dallas Love Field is flight 869. And then just pulling into M30, we have a 737 MAX 8 in the standard Canyon Blue livery. This one is coming from Denver's flight 668. We're going out to Phoenix Sky Harbor's flight 3905. And I'm supposed to fly Southwest. Today is the 21st, right? In about 10 days, actually. Yeah, 10 days. Wow, that came fast. I'm flying Southwest to Well, back to New York for the weekend family reunion if all goes well. So I'm supposed to be on the 800 from Chicago to Albany, O'Hare to Albany, with a stopover in Baltimore. And the cool thing is, it's a direct flight. So that means I stay on the plane in Baltimore. It's the same plane flying me from Chicago all the way to Albany. But we just stop over in Baltimore because, Southwest hub and all that stuff. So that'll be really cool. I've never experienced a Southwest no plane change thing before. That's what they're pretty famous for. So it'll be interesting to see that. And then I'll fly back on the 737-800 and then a 700 again through Baltimore. Hopefully we get a MAX because I've seen the flights. Southwest is really inconsistent. I was supposed to fly the MAX to Dallas back in June when I was going to Airliners. I booked the flight on a 737 MAX, but that didn't happen. It ended up being an 800. So hopefully we'll get a MAX this time. If not, no big deal. I've already been on a MAX twice, which is cool with Aeromexico. But anyway, so that's Southwest. They're doing pretty good, as you can see. And hope you've enjoyed the recent videos I've made on Southwest from that Dallas trip. And then, we got 3 more coming, I guess, from this upcoming New York trip. So that's cool. Moving on with the rest of the terminal now. Alright, so here we have the last new model of the update. Technically not really a new model. I've had this for about 2 months now, but this is the first time I'm getting to showcase this in the O'Hare updates because Contour just launched service to Chicago August 1st. So earlier this month, Contour began flying here. So they fly from 3 cities, and I don't remember one of them. I know I think it's Marion, Illinois, and then it's Kirksville, Missouri, and then there's one more I totally forgot. So they don't actually fly this aircraft. This is the Embraer 145. It's the Gemini Jet's new release. Well, not new release, but June something May release. So when I was in Dallas for Airliners, I bought it there in anticipation of this very moment. But turns out Contour leased a bunch of random CRJ 200s. So that's what they're flying on some of the routes. And I believe, I don't know which one it is, but there's one route that gets the Embraer 135. So not even the 145, but the 135. The rest of them get the CRJ 200, which is really weird. But they're really cool CRJ 200s. They have this really weird livery. I don't know where they got these from, but they're pretty cool. They're not in Contour livery. They're some random silver whatever livery. This is cool. It's cool nonetheless. But at least we do have Contour now. And if I can find it on this route sheet, oh my goodness. Oh, there it is. It came from, that's the city. The one city that I couldn't remember. It's coming in from IRK, which let me search it up real quick. That's Kirksville. Oh, wait, what? Yeah, okay, never mind. So there is one more city that I can't remember, but it's coming from Kirksville as flight 3077, and I think their turnaround time is 30 minutes to 45 minutes. They have a really quick turnaround because it's literally a 50-seat plane, but it's going back out to Kirksville as flight 3078. So each destination is basically served, by one aircraft. So you won't see like this plane come from Kirksville and then turn around, go out to Marion. That's not how it works. So they have, one specific plane assigned to, one specific route. Okay, so I just looked it up on Wikipedia. It's Owensboro, which I think is in Kentucky. I could be wrong. Kentucky, yeah. Okay, so Owensboro. Dang it, I have to scroll all the way back. Kirksville, Missouri, Marion, Illinois, and then Owensboro, Kentucky. And I think Owensboro was the one on the Embraer, but I could be wrong. They're always changing stuff. But yeah, Contour is here. They started. The funny thing is, they don't even. I'm sure you can imagine. They don't have an actual gate in Chicago, so they have to use the remote stands right across from the expansion. But I guess that's what happens when you fly a regional jet into Terminal 5. And I don't know if we will get this actual livery in O'Hare, because this does go to Dallas. So if I were doing DFW, this would be accurate for that. But they fly these super random CRJ 200s here now, so whatever. Okay, moving on to the rest of T5. We have this United 737-900 ER, and this one just came from Cancun as flight 1196, just getting serviced here. Okay, so this scene right here is super cool because I've actually seen this exact scene in real life. just about a month ago, the day before I flew out to Guatemala via Mexico City. We drove past, of course, O'Hare to get to my hotel, and I was really surprised to see not just one but all three of the Middle Eastern carriers that arrive during are at O'Hare during the afternoon rush period. All three of them on the expansion. I've never seen this before. I didn't even know they put them this far down, because usually all three of these, Emirates, Qatar, Etihad, they are, Royal Jordanian, they always put them, closer to the main part of T5. I've never seen them do this. So turns out they're doing it a lot more often now. Matter of fact, Qatar actually used M30 yesterday. And actually when I came back into Chicago, Qatar was actually parked at M39. You'll see the picture right now. So looks like, I don't know if they're doing this permanently now. They'll just put them all down here, or if it's just like a random thing. But it was cool to see. I think I just showed you the picture now of, there's Royal Jordanian at M34, Qatar at M35, Emirates at M36 or whatever gate that is, M37. So really cool. It was super cool to see that, and like I said, I've never seen that before. So I wanted to, as soon as I got back for the next O'Hare update, I knew I wanted to recreate this. So we'll start at M34, of course. Royal Jordanian 7878 just came from Amman as flight 263, and it's 264 back to Amman later. Qatar's 777-300ER, of course, from Doha, is flight 725, and it's just getting serviced in between flights. Headed back out as flight 726. M36 is empty. Emirates at M37, 777-300ER, came from Dubai's flight 235, and we headed back out to Dubai's flight 236 later tonight. All right, and then next, and this is also this whole thing, all 5 planes. This is exactly as the setup was. You might have been able to make out the WestJet in the background, but I will show you the lot momentarily. The picture I got of that one. So WestJet was parked, and in that scene, WestJet was parked right here at M38, and the 737-700 came from Calgary's flight 1588, headed back out as flight 1589. So super cool. WestJet again is that they're mixing it up, 737, 700, and 800. So don't really feel like getting the 800. We're sticking around with the 700. But yeah, they're here still. They haven't cut service, which is good, because they like to do that in Chicago the past 2 times they've been here. But yeah, that's WestJet. And then moving on. Now this is really weird. When I saw this, I was super confused. So it's M40, gate M40. Like I've probably mentioned in the previous updates, I thought this was only used by narrow body planes until I saw this. So as soon as we drove past T5 and I saw this parked at M40, I got a picture of it. It's not a good picture. It's pretty blurry, but you can see it. It's literally a 787 at M40, and I didn't know they could park wide bodies here. And the funniest thing is, it was this exact same plane, SPLRH, the Polish Olympic team livery. So that's super cool. But yeah, lot Polish 7878. This aircraft came from Krakow as headed off to Krakow as flight 10, and it came in as flight 9, I think, from Warsaw. I could be wrong, but whatever. I mix up their schedule all the time. But yeah, so M40, this giant long jetway, is used by wide-body jets, which is really cool. And I haven't seen anybody else aside from Lot, mainly because I haven't been at O'Hare enough to see it every day. But like I said, I saw Lot at M40, and then I saw Qatar at M39. Yeah, it's super cool. O'Hare is such a fun place. At Terminal 5, it just seems like everything is just changing all the time, and that's why it's my favorite terminal, because there's so many different elements of it. Not saying the other terminals are not, but Terminal 5 is a lot more interesting, obviously. So yeah, here's a better shot of it. It's just getting offloaded, or it's getting serviced. It's a 5 p.m. departure to Krakow as flight 10, so it's just getting loaded up and ready to go. And that will do it for all the airplanes. There are some things I forgot to cover earlier. I wrote these down as well, so I didn't forget about them, because I have actually forgotten to cover this in the June update, I think, or was it the July update? So Delta, actually, let's move back here. So if you guys remember, you might not remember this, but in late June, when the East Coast was getting hit with all the storms and flooding, Delta actually diverted their LaGuardia and JFK flights out of, they diverted them through Washington. So there would be a Delta E-175 flying from Washington Dulles to Chicago O'Hare. And it was really weird because this was when I got off of my Southwest flight from Dallas. When I walked through the baggage claim, I looked up at the screen and it said Washington IAD or something like that, and it was Delta. And so I looked up the flight, and it turns out it was originally coming from JFK, but they rerouted it because of the severe storms and the flooding. They rerouted it through Washington. So that was really, really interesting. I'm not too sure how the passengers that were supposed to get on from JFK got on in Washington, but super weird. It was bizarre, and I knew I had to get a picture of it. I got a screenshot of a Flight Radar 24 that you might have also just seen as well. So that was cool. And yeah, so then another thing, I know, let's see, British Airways, the A380, I know I've always said it parks at M17. Apparently they parked it at either M18 or M20. I think it was M28 they parked it at, which is this gate. I didn't even know you could park at A380 there, but I saw it on Beam 5192. He works for American out of Terminal 3. But I saw it on his story that they parked the 380 at M28, and I was so confused. So maybe next update you will see that. I'll try to, because that gate doesn't have the upper deck jetway, so I'm not too sure what happened with M17 that day. But they parked it at M28, and that was really bizarre. And M28 is this jetway, by the way. It's not this one, which actually makes a lot more sense because this is a narrow body gate. So yeah, that makes sense. Okay, and then last thing, Aer Lingus, they brought back the A330-200 from storage. They had all of them in storage because of the pandemic, but they recently have been reactivating 2 or 3 of them. I know I covered this recently, I talked about this before, but now they're flying the 200 on the earlier flight, 122, 123, I think it is, right? 120, or, okay, I stand corrected. Looks like they're not. I just checked. Well, they were. Maybe they're just flip-flopping. I don't know. Maybe it was a 200. Yeah, there it is. So, I thought it came every day. Or every other, okay. Well, it used to come every day, as you can see, until it went elsewhere. I'm not too sure where it's flying now. So they have this one, EIGEY, and then there was one more. I forgot the registration. I always seem to forget the regs. Oh, Toronto. Okay. Yeah, EI something else. EI, was it DUO? That's what it was. This one I think lives in Seattle. It always goes to Seattle. You see what I mean? Like, does it go anywhere else but Seattle? It literally just lives in Seattle. So yeah, so I got to see that actually when we were taxiing into the gate on my Aeromexico flight when we landed 2 weeks ago. I got to see the Aer Lingus 200 landing, so you can see the clip of it now that I got of it. Super cool, because I haven't seen an Aer Lingus A330-200 in a long time, maybe even ever. I don't think I've seen one before. I could be wrong, because I've always seen the 300. So it was super cool to see that, and hopefully I'll get a better footage of it sometime soon. But that is back. Hopefully somebody in NG, we need a model of that. We need a model of the old livery too, the green Aer Lingus livery, not the 1990s one, the one before the new livery. So hopefully somebody can make that, because that is one of my top favorite liveries on the A330. So yeah, but that will do it. I've talked way too much in this video unnecessarily, and I hope I haven't bored any of you all. But yeah, so that will do it. Let's finish off with IMWA and Air Belgium, because that's what we started off with. So thank you all so much for tuning in. Like I said, this is my first video that I'm uploading during my junior year of university. I can say college, but turns out the word college has a different meaning in other countries. But when I say college, I mean university. So yeah, I just began my junior year. I have class in about an hour and a half, so I got to get back to campus. I do live on campus during the week. I come home every now and then, obviously, especially on the weekends. I'm home, and if I need anything, of course, home is just right, not that far away. So I'll come back, just like today when I had to film this video for you all. Came back to record this, and now I'll head back soon. So yeah, thank you all so much for watching. I have a lot of great videos planned. I've been meaning to do one on the PIA privatization. that I was planning to do this weekend. Not too sure how possible that's going to be. But yeah, I'm also planning an O'Hare Terminal 3 retro update coming soon with the small amount of American Airlines, retro chrome livery planes that I have. I'm planning to do that by next week maybe. In addition to an update for Atlanta Terminal T, because I have a couple of Delta planes I can use now. But a lot of cool stuff coming, so stay tuned. Hope you're excited for those. And yeah, thanks again for tuning in. Take care, everyone, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.